What's up, guys? Just reading this article here, The Future of Money. Actually, I will be reading this article later, but basically this is an article about Bitcoin that my friend gave me. Well, it's a Scientific America magazine with Bitcoin on the front cover. So that'll be interesting. Things are moving so fast. Exponential growth. So today we're going to talk about a few interesting things in cryptocurrency. We're going to do this once a week, a news review, and just go over the most important things because I don't want to have to, focus and chase news all the time. So I'll put the important stuff away and we'll do one of these videos once a week. Today's also Friday, so this is our giveaway video. So leave a comment down below and you can get a chance to win some cryptocurrency. And we'll talk about that after you win, which wallet, which currency you'd like. It'll be about the same amount, minus fees. So try to pick something with good fees, low fees, and you'll get more money. So just comment down below and then we'll pick a winner. Most likely sometime this weekend. So today we're going to talk about a few things, guys. Interesting things going on. The WEFud ratings. A lot of people think it's a joke. We did a video in depth about that yesterday, but we're going to just do a quick follow-up. Coincheck confirmed that they did get hacked, and it was a bigger hack than what Mt. Gox lost back in 2013. So this could be very, very bad for cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. We'll have to see. There's so much FUD going on right now, guys. It's insane. But use that as a good opportunity to buy cheap coins. Look at it as it's on sale. And if you're going to stay in cryptocurrency, you're going to have to learn how to get over these crashes and these slumps, and not regret it, and make decisions so that you have no regrets. Even if it does go down another 50%, make the right actions now so that you don't have to regret what you've done or what you have your money into. So, maybe don't have it all in Bitcoin. Stripe no longer accepts Bitcoin. That was one big story that was going around, as well as, one of these big banks was saying that the governments can destroy Bitcoin. So we'll go into that a little bit. 50 Cent realized he accidentally made millions of dollars on his last album by accepting Bitcoin. Tether is still creating more controversy in the cryptocurrency space. It's just, becoming more and more intense until, the bubble pops, something happens. So be prepared that this could all go down in flames, this whole Tether Bitfinex thing that's going on. And we'll mention that a little bit and hopefully do a video more in depth about it. Robinhood, the app, is now accepting, they're now creating an app, an application inside of their app to trade cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. So that'll be exciting. No commissions, zero fees. We'll have to see what that looks like. Because I noticed it yesterday. I was trading. I was moving money from one exchange to another. Found a coin with zero fees, and then to buy into that coin, I had to zero transfer fees. But to buy into that coin and exchange into that coin, it costs me money anyways. So you can't win. But with this Robinhood app, things could change. People say GDAX is feeless, but I've yet to use it, and I'm not sure. I was having some problems with Coinbase because I'm not in the States, so I don't know. I might try that again, but no immediate need to do that. WEF, the World Economic Forum, spreading fear over Bitcoin. We'll go into a little bit more details on that. And we also have Katy Perry that has crypto clause. So we'll explain to you what we mean in this video, as well as more miners moving to Canada, but can we supply them enough power? Investors in BitConnect filed a lawsuit against the company. John Mcafee got confronted about many things on the crypto cruise, and we'll go into a little bit of details and tell you what he got asked and what he had to reply. Russia legalizes crypto trading, but the central bank disagrees. Over 600 malicious crypto apps in official stores. A report just came out and said, in app stores, so crypto apps in official app stores like Google App Store, things like that. We'll go into depth a little bit more. BitNation plans to take over government functions with blockchain, with Ethereum. Brisbane Airport is going to be the first airport to accept crypto. And that's our video for today, guys. That's a quick overview. So stay tuned, and we'll go a little bit more in depth in those things. It'll be a very short video, though. Hopefully we can get this done in 15-20 minutes.
Can I be a millionaire too? What did he do? So they go to the moon, spend half an eighth. I got a million coins like the real McCoy. You know I feel that joy, cause if it goes to a buck, I won't believe my luck. And now 10 on my Lambos for me and my friends.
Okay, guys. What is up? A second time. We're going to go a little bit more in depth. I kind of wrote out, a little bit about each one of these topics, and we'll go over that now. Just let me pull up a chair. Okay. So first of all, I want to ask you guys what you think this picture behind me is. So right over there, what do you think that is? Throw your comments down below, your guesses, and at the end of the video, I'll let you know what that actually is. Weiss Crypto Ratings, guys. If you haven't heard, if you haven't been on social media, you probably haven't heard, or if you haven't been watching, only a couple YouTubers that I've seen have covered this. The Weiss Ratings, poor, terrible reviews on cryptocurrencies. Was it a joke? The night before the ratings were set to come out, the ratings company apparently had to fight off attacks on their webpage, supposedly from South Korea or China, thought to be afraid of bad Bitcoin ratings that were going to come out. So, thinking that this would lower the price of Bitcoin. But this might not be the case, because some South Koreans and Chinese have come online and said and commented on their blog saying that they're just, a lot of them over there are just very excited about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. There's a lot of them into it over there, and that they might have got the time zones mixed up. I don't know whether that was their fault, posting something on the website that confused them, or whether these people just don't know how to convert from one time zone to another, and they just looked at the time, and a couple hours or the night before these were launched, all flooded all at once, thinking that these ratings were coming out at that time. And what happened was probably a DDoS attack where too many people are trying to access the network. The servers can't handle it, and it seems to crash. So a lot of times this is hard to tell whether it was a planned attack or not, but you know, they're just accusing people of attacking them and assuming that even before they released these ratings, assuming that people were not going to like them. And so were they, you know, feeling guilty about something? Were they manipulated to give out these ratings? Who knows? In my opinion, they're not really based in reality and mostly take only risks into consideration. So it seems that their judgments are based on the negatives of these cryptocurrencies and not really taking into account any of the positives, like the fact that they you know, are taking on the current financial system, the fact that they are decentralized, that they're new systems that we haven't seen before. Weiss Ratings is used to doing stocks and traditional financial instrument ratings. And so they might not really understand cryptocurrencies, and that's what we're going to probably leave it at, that they need time, just like anybody, to understand the true value of cryptocurrencies. The way it works is you have to pay for these ratings, and you get ratings for any crypto that you want them to rate, that you're about to invest in. So they're saying that they are the authority, they're the best ones to do these ratings, and you know, the banks have actually given them credibility before saying they are the best for doing ratings. So that should tell you something right there. We don't really need to pay too much attention about these ratings in cryptocurrency. It's more the outsiders that this affects. So it's interesting to see if people were putting money into these cryptocurrencies that they rated well and taking money out of the ones that they rated poorly. Bitcoin got a poor rating, or way poorer than it should have been. It was in like the C's or something, or B minus. We'll look into that. I do have the ratings here if you guys want to see them. But this is someone's chart they put together, what to hold, what to buy, and what to sell based on those ratings. So then you can go into the exchanges and see if this effect, you know, 2 days ago on the exchanges, if there was a spike in some of these ones that they were basically saying to buy, if there was a decrease in value in some of the ones that they were saying to sell, or a stable value in the ones that they were basically saying to hold. So this is interesting, and if you're looking for, you know, based on the Weiss ratings, which currencies to get into, this chart should help you. I'll share that on my Twitter. I think it's already there. But yeah, the Weiss ratings themselves, you can go in our video from yesterday and find those. We'll move on. I don't want this video to be too long. So Coincheck confirms that basically they lost a shitload of money. So Coincheck confirms that the recent exchange shutdown was due to a breach, and the hack was said to be bigger than Mt. Gox. So I'll also share these articles on my Twitter if you guys want to read a little bit deeper into them, and when I get a chance, put them down below in the description of this video. It takes me a long time to get these videos together, hours to be honest, so I haven't had the chance to do that yet. I just wanted to get this video out there, and this is live. We're doing this live, so Coincheck, yeah, Coincheck, I don't know too much about them, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see if this affects the markets. It looks bad though. Looks like this could, if it's any comparison to Mt. Gox. Now, there's way more exchanges, and a lot of them have less of the percentage of Bitcoin held in them, making it harder for one exchange to affect the markets, but we'll have to see if it affects it. You know, because we start to see that, you know, things don't really affect the markets as much anymore, especially like FUD. But right now we're just getting bombarded with so much FUD that it's hard for Bitcoin to keep its head above water. Stripe no longer accepts Bitcoin. You know, things like this. But looking into other altcoins, they seem very interested in cryptocurrency, and similar companies have adopted Stellar Lumens for payment. Similar, but with a different target customer base than Ripple, which is used for banks. So Stellar Lumens could be the tool that they are looking for, if they haven't already, you know, been looking at it or chosen it. 50 Cent. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so Stripe no longer accepts payments. 50 Cent realized that he accidentally made millions on his last album in 2014 by accepting Bitcoin. What can you guys expect? He's a friggin' business genius. This guy, he made a very good business move by doing that. Kind of like Fiverr was accepting Bitcoin a couple years ago, and then they stopped once Bitcoin hit, you know, about $1,000. So they're probably just holding on to that Bitcoin and enjoying the fact that they made millions of extra dollars just by making that one business decision. Tether. Guys, I've been looking into this a lot lately. There's some good channels to follow on Twitter that give daily updates about this whole situation. And one's called Bitfinex. Tether still creating more controversy as they print $100 million per day. Experts in the field. There's also a Twitter channel that follows, you know, it's a Tether printer, and it shows how much. It's a bot that shows how much money Tether is printing per day, and lately it's been $100 million per day. So, you know, exchanges could be giving this amount of money to them, but nobody really buys in with Tether anymore. So, you know, the fear is that this could be artificially, one of the reasons for the artificial inflation of the price of Bitcoin, or for the unrealistic, you know, runs that we've had, and then it could crash, have the power to crash Bitcoin if something happens, something bad happens, or they just want to cash out a lot of Bitcoin at once into real dollars this time. Who knows what they're doing? But, you know, nobody knows because they're not transparent. Experts in the field are becoming more vocal and concerned, while they leave the public nervous that Tether, without any limits and transparency in their books, they could be responsible for up to a half of Bitcoin's price, its value. And if it falls apart, so could the price of Bitcoin. Their auditor recently took their name off of their website. So their auditor was, you know, using this as credibility, saying, we audit this person, and Tether. Another was a Bitcoin fund. And then they've recently removed the name Tether from their website. This goes to show you that they do not want to be associated with the name. And it seems, you know, they dropped the client and maybe ran away screaming at what they found. It seems no third party wants to be involved in this mess. You can see also on my Twitter the screenshots of, you know, that company website that was doing the audit, that did the last audit for Tether months and months ago. You can see the screenshot where they had Tether on their website and the screenshot where they removed it. So Robinhood, the no commission stock trading app, looks to create a revolutionary exchange and get rid of fees. So they're going to do this. They've been, Robinhood has been around for a while, and people trust them. And they also have been successfully not charging commissions to get into stocks. And I honestly have been looking for something like this because I am in some stocks and I haven't been buying more due to the insane fees. Sorry guys, we just got a little bit of a technical difficulty here. I just noticed with my feed. Lock that in place. Okay. Okay. So the World Economic Forum, the WEF, spreads fear over Bitcoin, causing Twitter users to get vocal and outraged. So much FUD. Is there an agenda being pushed here? It's sad, right? People trying to kill Bitcoin. They won't succeed. Don't worry. It'll still be here in years from now. It'll still have multiple uses. Now that the Lightning Network is here as well, and it's being tested, bugs are getting being fixed, and it's spreading. More nodes are being added, and pretty soon, hopefully, big exchanges and companies will adopt it, and it'll be... Sorry about that. And hopefully it'll be running kind of behind the scenes, right? So that's ultimately what Lightning Network is it takes, payments and moves them off chain. So they're not being done on the blockchain because payments on the blockchain cost a certain amount of money. And also there's score signatures, which fixes attacks on the Bitcoin network, which is what's been clogging the Bitcoin network and raising fees, some people think, in past months, for various, agendas to be reached. So Lightning Network is the one good thing, one of the only positives brought to the table for Bitcoin. And if we didn't have this, I don't know what would happen. There would almost be no hope in sight for a lot of people. But we see hope because of some of these things that are being done and fixes that are being implemented. But the World Economic Forum just had a recent, session, meeting. It's ongoing, but the Cointelegraph has been there and been reporting exclusively on this. So they said the former U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry has said cryptocurrency is a topic at the World Economic Forum, the WEF, because it has value. In comments to Cointelegraph, which is attending the currently ongoing event in Davos, Kerry appeared unsurprised that Bitcoin and blockchain had become a major talking point in global financial circles. So he's not surprised. JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon, when asked how he felt about moving markets with his accusation that Bitcoin was a fraud last year, told Cointelegraph he can't answer. You know why he can't answer? Because he's being charged and he's been looked into for insider trading and for by the Securities Exchange Commission even because of calling Bitcoin a fraud. This is illegal. This is manipulating the price of the markets, and in traditional financial markets, this is very bad. This is wrong, and you can get in a lot of trouble for it. So he also has been undergoing charges, court cases. A Swiss branch of his bank is under fraud and money laundering investigations, and I'm not 100% sure, but I think that case was closed, against JP Morgan. So basically he is a hypocrite. He's been caught, and it's very ironic that now he is being charged in the court of law for doing what he accused Bitcoin of being. A tool for money laundering and fraud. Well, it seems his bank is a tool for money laundering and fraud. They've been charged with numerous things, including mortgage fraud in the past, and have manipulated markets before. And they mentioned the silver markets, where they were shorting, got stuck in a short, decided they would never get stuck in a short again, and have to sell at loss. So they bought up a bunch of silver, millions of ounces of it, and then started manipulating the market and backing up their short orders or long orders. But mainly when you bet on the price of going down, the price going down on something, if you have some of that thing, you kind of minimize the risk of if the value goes up, then you can make some of those losses back on the ones you're holding. So he's doing, in my opinion, the same thing with Bitcoin and the futures markets. So this is where it gets risky, and I went into depth about that, but I'm not trying to spread any FUD or anything like that. But I think that these futures contracts did expire recently, and now they'll probably be either betting on the price going up now or betting on it going down again. Now, with all the FUD we're seeing still, I'm not sure. I'll have to look into that to see. But I know on Bitfinex, there's more short orders than there are long orders, and I have actually it on my phone here. Let's see if I can find it for us real quick. Tell you right now. We got a bot on here that tells me FOMO bot. So let's see here. Right now, let's ask it what's going on Bitfinex versus long versus short. Okay, so Bitcoin 60% long versus 39% short. So there are more long positions right now on Bitcoin than there are short positions. So that's a good sign. This means that some people need to manipulate the market. If people are manipulating the market, they need to manipulate it upwards to profit. So what we'll see is them riding the uptrend and then riding the downtrend and trying to maximize profits every time this happens. So you'll hear, them trying to get out on the news, talking bad about Bitcoin or talking good about Bitcoin. And so it helps to understand when these contracts expire, when they're launched, and what orders people have in, whether they're short orders or long orders, for this reason, as well as looking at the buy orders and sell orders. That's what I found as a very useful tool. Looking at buy and sell orders on exchanges to see, to get a bigger, clearer picture of what price you should get in on, what price you should try to sell at, if you should try to get in or whether you should try to get out, things like that. I'll be doing more tutorials as well. Okay, so let's move on here, guys. Okay, so at the World Economic Forum, there was a couple more things said that I wanted to mention. So Jamie Dimon said he can't answer, but he said, "I'm not a skeptic." He protested when pressed about his previous critical standpoint on cryptocurrency. In addition to economist Joseph Stiglitz went further, championing the US dollar and telling Bloomberg elite use of Bitcoin would see governments regulate it out of existence. Well, guys, obviously people use Bitcoin for illegal purposes. It's a tool, right? And this argument's been said multiple times. I don't need to, be a broken record here, but you know, guns, cell phones, and the US dollar are some of the biggest things, as well as airplanes used for criminal activity, but you don't see those being banned out of existence. So, as next story, moving on. We only have a couple more stories, guys. As miners move to Canada, where we are right now, guys, where I am, you can see windmills everywhere. There's windmill after windmill after windmill, and there's, you know, enough controversy surrounding that. Some people want to get rid of the windmills, but we have a lot of windmills being put here. We're on a very high area, especially where I live. We're at the highest point in a great distance of area, right? So miners are moving here for our regulatory lenience, right? Chinese miners, and because of our energy surplus. But despite our energy surplus, we cannot keep up with the demands from these miners. And there's an article going in depth about that, but you get the point. Investors in BitConnect file a class action lawsuit against the company as the UK looks to shut down their British offices and business registrations. So multiple things can happen with this BitConnect thing, and we're seeing it start to take shape. I mentioned He Productions, one of the biggest YouTubers, did a comedy video about BitConnect a few days ago, and it was number 10, the top 10 on trending, and it got millions of views. So this is good exposure, you know, educating people about the possibility of scams, because it's good for people to be skeptical, but it's bad for governments to be skeptical. If, you know, we go and cry to governments about this kind of thing, then what do you expect? They're going to regulate it out of existence. And cryptocurrencies as a whole, they're not going to separate the good from the bad ones. So we have to be careful how we do this. We saw recently that a couple Ponzi schemes were fined, a couple Ponzi scheme promoters did they got sentenced to 110 days in jail. So I'll share that story with you too. We'll go deeper into some of this stuff maybe on another video. This is supposed to be a quick review. John Mcafee said some interesting things aboard the crypto cruise. They stopped at a beach and, you know, did multiple speeches. There's multiple speakers there, John Mcafee being one of them, and he got confronted about his influence and potential abuse of it during the crypto cruise. He also says within the that we will ruin the future. He doesn't have much hopes for the future, but if you look into John Mcafee's past and the fact that he created Mcafee antivirus, he's a very paranoid, skeptical person. So this is no surprise. But it could be worse, he says. He got asked questions like, you've got 700,000 followers on Twitter. Do you realize how big of an influence you have in the crypto market? And do you think it's positive? How do you decide which coin to promote? I won't go into his answers on most of these, but you can find that article on my Twitter page. And do you think it's positive? Another question was, how do you decide which coin to promote, and how do you research them? Another question was, has anyone tried to pay you for mentioning their project, and if yes, what were the projects? Specifically defending his Verge promotion, he said, it wasn't my fault people go in and buy it at 20 cents, because a lot of people are stuck holding bags of Verge, and they lost a lot of money after his promotion. He said, I thought 2 cents was a lot of money. It's not my problem. Well, John Mcafee, this is the thing. It is your problem. With great power comes great responsibility. And if you told people, and he obviously says he promoted the coin, but he never told people that 20 cents was too high to buy it at. This is where the problem lies, in my opinion. Now he's saying it's not my fault that people bought. Well, it is if you don't give them all the information, and then it's very clear. You know, people have a very clear picture of what's going on here, and you know, you can't lie your way out of what's going on. Russia legalizes crypto trading, but the central bank disagrees. So they're at odds with this, but obviously Russia sees a lot of potential in cryptocurrencies and sees that they can gain power if they, you know, support and research and basically innovate with cryptocurrencies, creating their own cryptocurrency mining technology and things like that. So they also are set to launch a world cryptocurrency, so an international cryptocurrency this year in 2018, and you can go on the 1988 Economist magazine front page, just type in Economist magazine cryptocurrency, it'll come up, and you can see that they predicted this, and it looks like they predicted this anyways. 2018, it even says when they said prepare for a world currency. Russia, so yeah, that's Russia. Now we have over 600 malicious crypto apps in the official app store. So we have, you know, these Android apps and other apps on the Google App Store. You know, not so much in the Apple Store, but mainly in the Google Store. There's multiple malicious apps, including recently discovered My Ether Wallet fake app. My Ether Wallet did not have an app, as well as a fake Poloniex app. And again, Poloniex does not have an app. So at least not this one. So sorry, there was some research done recently. So by Risk IQ, researchers just did a bunch of research on malicious cryptocurrency apps. So the report by Donna Fuscaldo on January 26, 2018, Apple and Alphabet's Google are among those selling more than 600 blacklisted cryptocurrency apps in their app stores. Researcher Risk IQ found 661 Bitcoin apps that security researchers say are hacking tools disguised as an app. That makes up to 3.6% of the total apps. Risk IQ said in announcing the results of its study, what's more, close to 3% that have Bitcoin Exchange in the title are banned ones, while 2.6% of those with Bitcoin Wallet in the title are blacklisted, and 2.2% of apps with cryptocurrency in the title were deemed fake by security firms. Risk IQ found that the Google Play Store offered 272 blacklisted cryptocurrency apps. The firm warned extreme caution is necessary while downloading cryptocurrency-related apps and software. You know, they mentioned various, you know, actually only a couple of things that you can do, including a look at the ratings, feedback, look into the developers. There should be some sort of certificate. I know on Webpages and URLs, you know, you see that green lock certificate, the HTTPS. If you don't see that, it's a red flag. As well as you can hover over it or hover over the link in the Google search, and you can see, you know, the certificate or who's behind this link. Also, if you're going to use things like extensions that you have to, you know, go and search for, if you're going to use exchanges or even investing in ICOs, you should always favorite that page, the real one, and create a shortcut of it somewhere so that you don't have to go searching, because a lot of times, you know, the first one that comes up will be an ad, and a lot of people, you know, it's worth it to create ads and be at the top of Google if you're stealing, you know, people's whole savings out of their exchange accounts. So any exchange, any account that holds money, there's always a phishing site for them, and they found multiple, you know, threats. So don't put all your eggs in one basket and try to hold some in some sort of paper wallet, desktop wallet, or ledger wallet, hardware wallet, something like that. That's my suggestion. BitNation. So BitNation plans to take over government functions with the blockchain and smart contracts. Wow, this is something that I've seen coming for a while, and I've seen as one of the biggest uses for artificial intelligence and blockchain. You know, a lot of the government functions can be done more efficiently by a computer. And a lot of people, you know, stories of people maybe seeing the future and things like that say that governments are run, cities are run by computers. And even in one story, they were, you know, crystals, these big crystallized, basically crystals can hold more information. So in the future, you know, the distant future, we'll be using more crystals. We already do use crystals in our computers, but we'll be using mainly crystals as our computers. So, you know, it's interesting to see Ethereum there. It looks like a crystal. You know, it'd be cool. I think this is where we're heading, where we're destined to go, and I think that's what cryptocurrencies are doing. They're actually taking us to our destiny, actually helping us free ourselves from a lot of the negative things in our world today. So that's what excites me so much about it. But they try to create a lot of stress, a lot of FUD, and things like that. That's one other reason that I try not to do news every day, because if you just look at the news, you'll kind of forget what cryptocurrencies are all about, what they're supposed to be about. This piece of news makes me hopeful, though. Katy Perry, again with the cryptocurrencies on her Instagram. So now she has cryptocurrency, altcoin, Bitcoin nails put on. So she must have paid a pretty penny, or a pretty altcoin, or a pretty shit coin if you're talking penny, for these nails, and shows them off on Instagram. She seems to be trying to get young people in her audience to look into cryptocurrency and do their own research. It is a problem when you get better ratings from this than the real deal did after actually running a successful, decentralized, multi-billion-dollar cryptocurrency that competes with our current financial systems. So, you know, people gave her nails better reviews than the actual cryptocurrencies got by supposedly the best person to do the reviews. Well, another thing about these Weiss reviews is they're supposed to be cryptocurrency reviews. So why were there no A's? There has to be an A cryptocurrency out there. And so you can tell they were skeptical off the bat, and they were based off skepticism, and they were, you know, not to judge cryptocurrencies as a whole, but to judge cryptocurrencies from a certain perspective. So Brisbane Airport is our next topic. Actually, no, after we mention this, a couple other things here. English soccer club Arsenal signs up to promote cryptocurrency. This will be interesting. What, are they going to wear it on their uniform? We'll share this story as well with you guys. Maybe go into it a little deeper on a longer live stream. Vitalik says the first part of Ethereum's sharding roadmap is nearly done. So they're having a new application and something new going on with Ethereum here, and the roadmap is nearly done. So this is good news for Ethereum holders and people that are very bearish on Ethereum, or sorry, bullish on Ethereum. Me myself, it's in my top 3 for sure, Ethereum. So I had to include this. Now, Brisbane Airport, the first airport to accept cryptocurrency and get in on the action. You know, this is basically what they said, that since many people globally have cryptocurrencies, they might as well take advantage of it, saying the use of cryptocurrencies could boost tourism and related services. To boost tourism and related services is something that global politicians have increasingly been investigating. Here in Canada, another story that you'll see right there, actually, right there, right there. Canadian spy agency CSIS is looking into cryptocurrency and the effects on society. So multiple governments are investigating these. We also saw Donald Trump sign off on a military budget that had part of it was looking into and paying for investigations and looking into cryptocurrencies. Now, there wasn't much stated on what for. Probably looking at them as more of a threat or as military applications being applied to military applications. So not really, you know, not really positive there, but they are investigating them. Every government is investigating them. We also saw Bulgaria had enough cryptocurrency to pay off 1/5 of their national debt, and then it just disappeared. These politicians. Can't wait till us young people and many of the young people that I see growing up now become in these positions of power. That will be a beautiful day. Things will change a lot. We are absolutely convinced. In November, the head of Russia's Federal Agency for Tourism stated, "We are absolutely convinced in our federal agency that blockchain will seriously change the tourism market. Although in our opinion, it will happen not in 2 years, but 5 to 10 years. Well, they're basing this off of past growth, but this technology and cryptocurrencies grow exponentially. And you can't really judge the future based on the past. It doesn't really work. Things change. So I think, you know, it's more like 1 to 5 years. But we'll see about that. It might be a couple more than 5 years. So, yeah, before the infrastructure's there, you know, governments take a long time to actually make change. Like here in Canada, they've been trying to legalize marijuana for, you know, years now, promising it. It was supposed to be 2016. Then in 2016, when the deadline came around, they pushed it to 2017. And now it's supposed to be 2018, June 1st. I think it's on Canada Day. They're going to legalize marijuana. And yeah, they're talking about how it could be too soon still. But I think they're going to go ahead and do it this time. They're standing to make a lot of money with this, and they've put a lot of their things in place to profit, and that's what took so long, is they wanted to be ready and control everything and own everything. And same thing might happen here with cryptocurrency and tourism. You know, government takes a long time to change, so that's what Oleg Safonov said at the time. In the U.S., legislators in Hawaii have pushed for the creation of a working group dedicated to blockchain technology with a focus on tourism payments. So here's a funny little picture here about Bitcoin owners, which one, basically different people's perceptions on Bitcoin owners. Let me take a second to look at that. Here's another funny meme I thought was funny because I just watched Hehe Productions video there about BitConnect, and the dude's young, but he's got gray hair. And I saw this gray hair. I don't watch the guy a lot, but I, off and on, I guess I caught him at the right time to see the shift when he started growing the gray hair. It was right after he started, someone sued him. Another YouTuber sued him because he did a reaction video of this YouTuber, and the YouTuber, very small YouTuber, sued him for copyright infringement, and cost Hehe Productions basically all of his savings. And this was what happens when you start becoming successful. People want to tear you down. So I suggest. Also, we saw a blogger who recently boasted about his cryptocurrency holdings, had his home invaded by people with masks on. He was tied up, beaten, and they took his safe with all his important documents in it. So guys, it's never worth it to show off your success, your wealth. You guys, you're gonna have to learn that at one point. I got home invaded twice by people with masks on before I learned that, and that was when I wasn't even in cryptocurrency. I was just into selling marijuana in a small town, and this happened. So yeah, cryptocurrencies can stress you out if you don't learn to look at them the right way, to make the right decisions. And a lot of it is how you look at it. Guys, don't day trade. If you day trade, you're going to stress yourself out so much, and you'll end up being like that. I want to share with you guys a way that you can buy cryptocurrency businesses. Some of them are a couple $100. So stay tuned, follow our channel, hit the notification bell, and you'll be updated with that. Here's the percentage increase / decrease in top 10 cryptocurrency prices since January 1st, 2018. Thought this was interesting and informative. EOS, Neo, and Ethereum. Basically their own blockchains. A lot of these older older altcoins are not doing so well anymore. And we're seeing the money start to shift from the older coins into the newer coins as people realize the potential in ICOs and getting in early. We start to see that everyone's focusing on ICOs now. Ripple! Someone sent me this on Telegram in one of my groups. I thought it was pretty funny, and I told them I'd share it on today's video. Ripple has a new product out there, and this is it. That's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the likes. Smash those likes, guys. Please. I know you can tell I worked hard on this video, and that, we plan to stick around and plan to bring you guys knowledge, and we do our best and work very hard on, helping you guys and your journey. So, show some love, guys, and we'll see you later. Peace.
Reading Fortune, I just got the news. I can be a millionaire too. Check the OP, what did he do? Gas in his bag so they go to the moon. Spent half an eighth, I got a million coins like the real McCoy. I feel that joy, cause if it goes to $1, I won't believe my luck. And now 10 on my Lambos for me and my friends.